Welcome to Bruce Bikes America, which shares my 16-week cycling adventure across the United States with this series of 15-minute videos. The indirect route starts in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, and ends at the Santa Monica Pier. Most of the adventure will be solo, but some friends and family join me along the way. I take time for an occasional beer or two and will introduce you to many of the interesting locals and travelers that I meet. From DC to Pittsburgh, the route ventures off-road on the C&O Canal Towpath and Allegheny Passage. We then make our way across the Midwest with endless fields of crops and beautiful small towns. We'll turn south at Bettendorf, Iowa, where I grew up, to follow the winding path of the mighty Mississippi River. And of course, no cross-country bicycle tour would be complete without a ride on the legendary Route 66. Between historic towns, we pedal across breathtaking landscapes, vast ranch lands, and tribal nations, the painted and Mojave deserts, through suburban Los Angeles, and all the way to the Santa Monica Pier. So please join me as we explore the diverse and beautiful landscapes and people of the United States at 10 miles per hour on this epic cross-country bicycle adventure. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Now, let's hit the road with this episode. Actually ended up sleeping in the van since it had room and it was pretty cold. And it's right here on the Colorado River. And if I come right down here, see all the casinos. Of Laughlin, Nevada. And there are the casinos of Laughlin. I said before I thought 8. There's a whole lot more than 8 of them. It's an interesting view of Laughlin, big casino land just in the middle of a bunch of barren land. Colorado River is between us, you can't really see it. I went off the adventure cycling route to go through Laughlin, and the road from Laughlin to Needles and Bullhead City to Needles has been very busy. It's 4-lane, a lot of cars not moving over. It's not been a very pleasant ride, but I'm only about 8 miles from Needles, and then I'll be back on the regular adventure cycling route, which is hopefully more bicycle friendly. I'm in Arizona, but I'm south of the southern tip of Nevada, so that means that those mountains over there are on the other side of the Colorado River, and they are in California. Valley and mountains to our left, road straight ahead, valley and the Colorado River. California mountains on the right. Well, there's the Colorado River, there's Arizona, and there's my last state of California. There's Matt. Matt, wave. We'll see you better in the daytime.
Yeah, this is not the best.
Ed and I came up here.
I want some
Oh, your hair's messed up, Matt. Ed and I came up here to meet Matt, who is my brother-in-law, number 5 that you've met. He set up a big tent for my son Brian, who's on his way from Santa Monica. There's a fire, chairs. There's some coolers with a bunch of bottles on it. Fire going with stew. Okay, we'll get a better view of this campsite in the morning. There's another tent. That's a big tent. That's a huge tent. And you should light on there, yeah. And that's for Brian, my son, and me. And Matt has another one over there, and Ed's gonna sleep in the warm car. Brother-in-law Matt found this awesome campsite. We got in the dark, and now it's the daytime, and we can see it. Most of all, my son Brian showed up this morning, bright and early. Brian's from Santa Monica. The whole ride is just a ride to his place in Santa Monica, but he came backwards to meet me.
That's what it's for.
Hi, Brian.
Hey.
Okay, here's my brother-in-law Matt from Marin County. We got Ed from Dallas, Plano, and my son Brian from Santa Monica. Hello, YouTube.
Bruce Bikes America, go Lighthouse for the Blind. Thanks for supporting.
Yay.
Almost done.
I met my brother-in-law Matt here in Needles yesterday, and Ed was still with us, so he met us here too. So we had dinner there and that's our lunch there, and that's where I ended up riding. Ed is now heading back home. I just remembered I got dropped off on the east side of the parking lot yesterday, and now it's the west side. So I need to go back a block just to make sure I don't cheat on this whole route. This is as far east as I got yesterday. So now I'll do the whole country. Didn't want to cheat for 50 feet. I'm in California, but there was no welcome to California sign. Unlike Illinois, where I got it when I came back in, and Arizona, where I got the picture of the sign when I left, I won't ever have a picture of welcome to California. But they need more signs to say welcome. But here I am, I'm in California. Arizona's in the books. That is Arizona, the mountains over there. In the middle is the green area, in the middle is the Colorado River. You can see a little bit of water down there. But Arizona was good. The best thing about it was seeing family and friends. Stayed with my brother-in-law Jerome for almost a week, and we visited his wife who's working out of Payson right now, Mary. It was awesome to see them both. We got a little bit of snow when we were in Flagstaff. My cousin by marriage, Ed, came, and he's been sagging me the last several days, which he's carrying some of my gear. And the best thing is, other than seeing Ed, I can go as far as I can, and then he'll pick me up on the side of the road. I don't have to go from point to point, which there aren't always a lot of places to stay. So that's been great. I saw great family friends. Pat Gunther, who was probably my parents' best friend for decades, and her daughter Karen, childhood friend. They came up and had lunch with me, and the Painted Desert in Arizona was probably the most spectacular view I've had. But Arizona was good. I'm now on to California, the last state, and onward. So behind me is the Mojave Desert. I've been in it for 2.5 miles. I've already gone over 300 feet of climb in that 2.5 miles. So it's not a flat desert like most people think of. And you can see there's some vegetation and lots of hills, and there's actually a mountain up there. That's what I'm trying to get over. There's a total of about 2,000 feet of climb, and then going up, and then of course I get to go down into California. So onward to the Mojave Desert. Behind me is a view of 1,000 feet of just steady, slow climb over 10 miles in the Mojave Desert. And that is 1,400 feet of climb over about 12 miles. You can see the Colorado River basin way at the bottom. Here's the observation from the road. There are a lot of vehicle fires, especially in up hills. Probably one every 5 miles, and coming uphill has been one every quarter mile up this hill. I think today is the first day I've broken a sweat in over a month. Going across New Mexico and Arizona, it was cold and a lot of high elevation, but I think it's both the weather pattern, and I got down to a lot lower elevation. But going up this hill, it's still not that warm. It's probably mid-60s, but it's been a whole lot colder than that for the last month, so it's kind of nice to get some warmer weather. Okay, I'm nearing the top of the pass, but it's been 6% grade for the last several miles, a few miles anyway. I made it to the top of the main mountain over Mojave. Since the Wagon Wheel and Needles, it's 2,198 climb according to Garmin, and almost 17 miles, 16.69 miles. So now it should be a bunch of downhill. And I should only have one more major climb on the whole trip. That's the San Bernardino Mountains. So the end of the trip is coming near. I got sunset over the mountains of Mojave. And more uphill. Well, after the nice downhill, I then had to go up another about 640 feet. As you can see, my Garmin has turned dark because it's past sunset. And I'm riding, and my son Brian's going to pick me up in just talk to him in about 5 minutes. But it's safe. It's everybody sees these blinking lights and they go way over the left lane. Nobody's even coming the right lane for a while. Okay, Brian's picking me up. Call box 40-11. Say good morning, Brian.
Good morning.
Brian with his coffee, bright and early. Coming up for a drone video shoot. Wow, look how hazy it is over there.
Yeah.
So there's a Chevron gas station here, pretty much in the middle of nowhere. And I've heard from other bikers that they let you camp here if you need to. I'm still riding since I don't need a place to camp, but it's kind of a oasis in the middle of nowhere. Coming up to the Mojave National Preserve here in the Mojave Desert. There is another beautiful view of the Mojave Desert. Pretty impressive. So normally if I was riding this, I'd be on Route 66, which is paralleling this Interstate 40 somewhat. Sometime maybe a year ago they had a bunch of rain and a bunch of bridges washed out. So most of it's closed in several places to cars. I think you can bike it because you can walk your bike through the dry washes where the water had run before. But there'd be absolutely no services, nobody going by. So I think most cyclists, or whoever, and if there are any other cyclists, are doing I-40 now. Once I reach Ludlow, I can ride Route 66 from Ludlow to Barstow. But that's about 50 miles away from me now. And that's Cal Baker Road, which is the road up to our awesome campsite, where I stayed the last 2 nights, which you've already seen videos of, and one more night there. It's awesome camping, but if you're a biker, our campsite's about 8 miles up the road, and I've been getting shuttled up, so you may not want to do it, but you might. It's a cool site, depending on your schedule. And here's Matt, my shuttle, with the bike up on top. It's gonna take me from the interstate up to the campsite. We're sitting around the campfire. Here's Brian over there. And here's Matt behind the headlight. Their master chef. Master camp setter upper, master outfitter. And too bad you can't see the stars because there's just a billion of them up there.